today I am using or doing a layout using some of the photos from my trip to Florida in May. And I love this gorgeous background paper with the frame and then the aqua paper in the middle with the medallions. That paper is from Kaisercraft Yuba Dreams. And I don't know how to pronounce this, Telaga. It's Telaga. Some of my Aussie friends would have to tell me how to actually pronounce that. So one of the things I love about this paper is it does a ton of the work for me here. I already have a frame. I have two different kinds of papers, it looks like. So really I just need to start getting the photos down and getting it embellished. And in this particular case, I have photos of two different orientations, which means that a portrait and a landscape orientation, and that is really hard to work with. It's hard to get everything balanced. Chevelle talks about it being her scrapbooking kryptonite. I really kind of feel the same as well too. One of the things I think that's going to help me in this particular layout is that with the way I have the paper turned right now, there are those two like scroll medallions in white on the opposite corners from the photos. So I think it really does help balance things and it makes it look not quite so empty. Otherwise, I don't know, I would have probably needed to bring those two photos a little bit closer, which I did think about. And I'm going to get my title down here fairly quickly because I want that to lay on the top of that landscape photo. So I've decided that's where that's going to be. I know how much space it's taking up, and now I'm trying to figure out what I can do to get some journaling on this page. So I need some sort of journaling spot. I probably could have just written on it, of course, but I wanted some sort of decorative element. Otherwise, this layout would be very, very flat. And I am going to get things in here so that it doesn't look quite so flat. And you'll see me as I do that. So I'm starting to decide, okay, what do I need to do here to get myself started here? And I just need to get the title down, and that might actually help me get this embellished. So I'm going to use this glitter foam alpha. It's from American Crafts, the Thickers line, and it is the Fitzgerald alphabet. And that alphabet came with her Starshine collection if you're looking for it. I don't know if it's still available anywhere, but this is such a beautiful font and such a beautiful color. I think they should just make it as part of their regular line. And I have more than one sheet of these because I have used a lot of one up. I think I've used an entire an entire sheet of these up, or collection. I don't know. Anyway, package. That's the word I want. I think I've used an entire package of these letters up already. And so I have two more because I don't have the letters. And I am MacGyvering letters if I need to, but if I don't, right now I'm still pulling from them, and I'll worry about MacGyvering them later. All right, so like I said, again, I'm just trying to figure out what to use here. That piece down there just looks super heavy, so I didn't like that on the bottom. I'm thinking about it, can I use that to journal on? But it's like taking the focus off of the photo there, so that goes away. And what I'm thinking I need to do is have some sort of diagonal of embellishment going from the top left to the bottom right to lead your eye through those photos, which I do on many layouts, so that's not unusual for me to do that. But in this particular case, I think it's really important that I do that to help bring those two different photo orientations together. All right. So now I found these strips, and that particular strip says "This is my life," and I like that because it's narrower. It doesn't pull so much attention away from the photo. I actually think it highlights it. I'm still thinking though, what am I going to do to journal? Because I like the little kind of paisleys in the middle there, but I can't journal on those. So I did think about, sorry everybody, allergies today. I did think about putting that little white like journaling spot up there, but it felt like it was too free, like it was floating, that it would fall off. So now I see this banner again, and I originally had a banner there, but it was the darker of the two. It says memories, and I like how that is just a little bit darker than the color of the background that it's on, because it doesn't pull too much attention away from the photos. So I still don't have the embellishments the way they're going to end up. Still working on it. It's just, these photos are I love these photos so much. It's a photo of my feet while I was reading a book, and what book I'm reading, because I was just starting a book. And just that gorgeous view of the Gulf from our room. So I didn't want to take up too much. And then on that photo of the Gulf, by the way, there, right in the middle between the two trees, you can see an umbrella and a couple of beach chairs. That's where we were sitting. So after we left later on, I took a photo of that. Just because it looked kind of nice and relaxing, and it would remind me now of the setting that I was in, which will be nice in the winter time to think about that, since right now it's the end of summer. And I'm still struggling what to do on the top there. I will solve it, I promise. I did kind of like that banner up there, that little banner. So see, I'm just like, okay, I don't even know what to do here. I had seen this came from a border. It was a border strip, and it said, "Life's all about finding your own paradise." And I thought that would be cool to put it above the beach time thing there, the beach time sentiment there, and it would take up some of the room above the beach time. But again, it's very close to the color of the background paper, so it kind of blends in there and doesn't cause too much attention to be removed from the photos. And I'm just going to cut it until it makes sense for me. Cut it into strips until it makes sense. All right. And I am, by the way, inking the edges of this with my Memento Dewdrop ink, just because it'll help give that a little bit of a shadow and stand out. And I'm going to do that with all of the die cuts that I put on here. So that Life's All About Finding Your Own Paradise actually came from the Ubud Dreams Talaga paper again. So the paper that I used as a background, that's the border strip from that. And then I should probably tell you where all these die cuts come from. The die cuts are also from Ubud Dreams, the Kaisercraft Ubud Dreams, and they're called collectibles. That's what Kaisercraft calls their die cut packs. Okay, so now I have that up there, and I'm feeling a little bit better because it feels a little bit more balanced, because I have a paper element above the title. I have one next to the photo in the bottom left, and now I found a second little banner there, and that now makes me much happier. So I'm going to put that on the top. It says beautiful, which I just kind of thought it was fun because it was kind of about some me time here. I was with friends, but you know, it was about the message here is life's about finding your own paradise here. So it's kind of documents that lovely day, but also reminds me to find my own paradise. All right, now I found that cute little paisley piece there. And I really like how that looks up there. What it's doing is it's bringing in the darker aqua from the title so that they're right kind of across from each other on a diagonal there. And I really like how that looks in the end. And then I decided what I wanted to do to give that some weight, just like the title is up and a little bit more dimensional. It's going to give that piece that dimensionality as well. And then that also helps bring in the dark aqua from the top. And the bottom is a little bit not quite as dark, but I'm okay with that. I guess I could have put that, if I'd put that darker aqua banner on the bottom, I think it would have weighted it too much. So now what I'm going to do is I was looking for some, quote, enamel dots, but I was thinking, I knew I had some wood dots, and I was thinking about using these wood dots here, but you're going to see I changed my mind in the end about what I'm going to use. I have that little 31 square basket, and I use that quite often. So I'm looking for the wood. I was thinking about using some aqua perhaps. And then as I was kind of looking at that, I decided I didn't like the wood as much because the wood on the page is very gray. Those are very kind of yellowy. And then I found these, which are a taupey color. So they are brown, but it's more, there's a little bit of brown in the center of that paper there. You can see it kind of on the bottom left. And the taupey color works really well with that. So I decided to use these enamel dots, which I find these like light brown ones or light taupey ones hard to use. So that's perfect that I used quite a few of them on this page. So those are from My Mind's Eye, The Sweetest Thing, and they are the enamel dots from The Sweetest Thing. The other thing that I like is I used a couple of the really bigger dots from that sheet because those are ages old. They need to get used up. I should sort my enamel dots by color, although that's kind of hard to do. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just grab a package and put it on my, just to my left hand, and then I'll use those enamel dots first. That's actually, I'm going to scrapbook later today, so I should probably do that. That would be a very good thing to do. All right, so what I'm doing here now is I'm just taking my Pitt pen and I'm going to journal on the layout to finish talking about our little beach time there. And that will be the end of the layout. There's a still shot and a couple of detail shots following. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!